Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. In this video, I'll discuss some steps that you can follow once you have received a job offer or about to start your new job. Starting a new job can be exciting, but it can also be a bit nerve-wracking. This video will provide you some tips and strategies that you can practice when starting your new job. In this video, I'll cover 10 strategies that can help you become a successful employee and remain satisfied with your new job. The topics I'll cover include excellent communication, goal setting, conflict resolution, planning ahead, dressing for work, and more. The first step I'll talk about today is excellent communication. When communicating at work, it is important for you to be clear with what you're saying, to be friendly and respectful, listen to when others are speaking, and use positive body language. Be clear and concise when speaking, and make sure that you get your point across. People at work are often busy and don't have the time to listen to everything you have to say, so make sure that you're clear and concise with what you have to say. Also, be friendly and empathetic when talking to others. One thing that can be difficult for many people is talking in front of large crowds, so try to be more assertive and speak louder when you're within a group so you can be heard. It is also very important for you to have excellent communication with your supervisor. If you have to miss work because you're sick, make sure that you let your supervisor know before the start of your shift. Calling out sick can also vary between supervisors, so make sure you ask your supervisor at the time of hire the best way to contact them when you're sick. When there's conflict, make sure to remain calm and maintain a calm tone. Do not raise the volume of your voice to prevent further escalation. Also, use positive body language or facial expressions to demonstrate that you're listening and care about what others have to say. This demonstrates to the speaker that you're listening and you respect what they have to say. Another thing that can be difficult is providing constructive feedback and criticism to peers. It is important to provide feedback to others, which it can help individuals identify weaknesses or things they can improve upon. Some people might take feedback personal and get offended. When having to provide feedback, it is important for you to directly communicate with the individual and make sure that you do it in private. Also, offer the individual help with any work habit or skill they need help improving. Another important part of communicating at work is asking questions. Make sure that you ask questions whenever you have doubts. Asking questions can demonstrate that you're listening and willing to learn. As well, if you have any doubts or lack confidence in your abilities, don't be afraid to reach out to your supervisor to ask for more support or training. There is normally a lot to learn when you first start a new job, so don't be afraid to ask for clarification. It is better to ask questions than continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. The more questions you ask, the less mistakes you're likely to make, and the more you will learn. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions when in a group setting. You may have a question that others have, so your question can be helpful for others as well. When you do ask a question, make sure that you listen, so you don't have to repeat the same question later on. Setting goals is a great strategy to use to achieve personal and career growth. When setting goals, set goals that are specific to your desired career. Here, we're going to use the example of setting goals to become a nurse. For example, instead of saying, I want a job, say I want to be a registered PICU nurse. This is an example that is specific in the way that I want to be a registered PICU nurse, not just a nurse or simply to just get a job. Make sure that you can measure your goals. A good way to measure your goals can be to set short-term goals that can help you determine how close you are to achieving your ultimate goal. Some goals that can help you achieve the goal of becoming a registered nurse include graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing, completing your nursing preceptorships, passing the NCLEX, etc. Also, make sure that your goals are attainable. You can't become an RN overnight or even within a year if you don't have any of the required education or training. So don't make unrealistic goals of becoming a registered nurse in a time frame that is not realistic. Sometimes unrealistic goals can make you become discouraged and lose confidence. Make sure that your goals can be achieved so that you can gain confidence throughout the process of you achieving your ultimate goal. As well, set goals that are relevant to your career. Like previously mentioned, set short-term goals that will ultimately help you land your dream job. For example, graduating from nursing school, passing the NCLEX, or applying for pediatric positions shortly after graduating. And set timeframes for which you want to achieve your goals. For example, I want to study 20 hours this week, or I want to get a 4.0 this semester, or I want to graduate with my BSN within 4 years. Challenge yourself with each goal as well, by making each goal more difficult as you accomplish previous ones. For example, setting the goal of finishing with a 4.0 GPA next semester after finishing with a 3.5, or completing 60 hours of rotations instead of 45. In the words of Steve Jobs, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle, as with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you'll find it. So always try to make the most out of every opportunity and set goals that will be productive in the long run and will ultimately help you land your dream job. Another strategy that can help you be a successful employee is to be flexible and proactive. Have some flexibility with your schedule by leaving some time available just in case something unexpected happens. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time between meetings and appointments so you can arrive on time. Also, give yourself some time to catch up on work if you unexpectedly had to miss work. When you have extra time on your hands, offer help to your team. Ask any of your coworkers if they need help with anything. Don't just wait to be told what to do. Find something productive to do, as the more effort you put in, the more you will learn and gain from your job. Also, be able to adapt to any changes that arise. You might experience a change in job duties, a change in staff, new management, or even get a new schedule. The more adaptable you are, the easier it will be for you to overcome any changes at work. It is crucial to have a good relationship with your supervisor, so a good way to maintain a good relationship with them is by being honest. Do your best to maintain communication with your supervisor and update them with any progress you have made on any projects you're working on, or even let them know of any ideas you may have. Also, take the time when meeting with your supervisor to ask for any advice or feedback they may have for you. This can help you identify areas in which you can improve upon or further develop your skill set. Be honest with your supervisor as well, if anything is bothering you or if you're becoming unsatisfied with your job duties. Let your supervisor know as well if you're dealing with anything. For example, if you're dealing with a family emergency, make sure you notify your supervisor so they are aware just in case you have to take some time off. As well, make sure to ask for time off ahead of time. If you're planning to go on vacation, make sure you request for time off as soon as you know when you'll be going on vacation. Also, give a minimum of a 2-week notice when quitting a job. This will give your supervisor enough time to find a replacement. This is important for you as well because you might need your supervisor to be a reference in the future, so make sure to maintain a relationship with them. Another important skill to have is to be good at resolving conflicts. Disagreements are bound to happen, so make sure to deal with them appropriately. Make sure to address any issues you may have with your coworkers immediately before they become more complicated and more difficult to resolve. To deal with the disagreement, make sure to talk to everyone involved and express your feelings about the situation. Also, let others involved with the situation express their feelings as well and listen carefully to what they have to say. Once everyone has had a chance to express their feelings, try your best to develop solutions and come to an agreement. If you hold a leadership position, try to mediate the conflict by listening to each person involved, but don't take any sides. Once an agreement has been achieved, make sure to apologize to everyone involved. You will more than likely continue to work with these people, so immediately solve the issue and forgive. If not, you'll probably have an awkward time at work. As well, always hold yourself accountable for your actions and own up to your mistakes. This will help you learn from these situations and help you avoid them in the future. It will also help you develop problem-solving strategies to resolve future conflicts. Now, we'll talk about the importance of planning ahead. Make sure that you have your transportation plan so you can get to work on time. So if you're taking public transportation, make sure that you know the times for the bus or BART if you're traveling to the Bay Area. When you're first starting your job, make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get to work on time, just in case there's any traffic. If you have children, make sure you have reliable childcare. Don't use lack of childcare as an excuse for not to go to work. So make sure that you have this planned ahead of time and have a backup plan. Also, schedule your doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, or parent-teacher conferences according to your work schedule. Don't overcommit yourself when you first start a job, so you have plenty of time to adjust to your work schedule in case something unexpected arises. As mentioned before, make sure to ask your supervisor for time off ahead of time. Don't wait until days before, especially if you made plans a while ago. Now we'll discuss how to properly dress for work. Before you start your job, ask what the dress code is if you're not sure. Make sure to wear the proper attire for your job. For example, if you work in construction, make sure to use the appropriate work boots and wear the appropriate colors. And if you'll be working in a restaurant, make sure to have non-slip shoes. If you have an idea on what you will be expected to wear, purchase a few outfits ahead of time. No matter what the dress code is, make sure your clothes are neat and clean. If your clothes are wrinkled, make sure to iron them. Comb your hair and brush your teeth before work as well. Don't go to work looking like you just got out of bed. As mentioned earlier, it is good to ask for feedback. Always try and find ways to improve, and asking for feedback and constructive criticism is a perfect way to identify things that you can improve upon. Sometimes you can do things that you do not realize, so asking a coworker or a supervisor for feedback can help you identify things you do not notice about yourself. Also, it is good to ask for feedback on work you have completed, as others may have some ideas that can help you improve upon it. It is also always good to have a second pair of eyes look over your work. And as well, ask your supervisor for feedback on how you're doing and if there's anything that you can improve upon. The last topic I'll go over today is about being a team player. Always be respectful to your coworkers, especially when you're starting your new job. Use your coworkers as a resource for tips, advice, and feedback. Make sure to always have your coworkers' back, as they will have yours. Do your best to maintain a healthy relationship with your coworkers, so do not gossip about them or get involved in any drama going on between your coworkers. As I said before, make sure to have your coworkers' back and support them by offering help whenever you can as well. The key takeaways from this video is to have excellent communication at work, be confident in asking questions, setting productive goals for your career, being flexible and proactive, being honest with your supervisor, strategies to resolve conflicts, planning ahead, dressing for work, asking for feedback, and being a team player. In the words of Kobe Bryant, great things come from hard work and perseverance, no excuses. Always work hard and continue to develop your skill set so you can ultimately land your dream job. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 707-253-4134 or send us an email at hireme@careerpointnorthbay.org. Thank you.